We are going.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Military band. That was a very soothing melody.
Please, let's go.
Okay, so let's all settle down.
I bring you greetings from the Ghanaian city of West Africa, Ashanti, for that matter. And I want to commend the leaders of WUDEC Africa for putting this together. As a former student leader and youth leader, I know what it takes and what goes into planning of these kind of events. So you don't take it lightly. And students gathered here, I also want to encourage you that there's a forum for us all to learn from each other, to be able to become good leaders for our motherland and also for Africa at large. Having said that, as a young minister for this administration, I should tell you that I have been through a lot of areas in a very younger stage. And as a young leader, you definitely face what I call the young leader's tag. The young leader's tag is the doubt that comes to mind when, as a younger person, you strive to lead, especially in difficult areas. I remember clearly when I was in level 600, final year medical school. Whilst preparing for my final year medical exam, I was equally running for member of parliament for my constituency. They can understand how crazy it was having to combine at that level. Equally, when I was running for the secretary for my party, NDC 2022, I was the youngest to ever attempt such a position. So you could equally understand the doubts that will come in the minds of the lot. After 2024 election, little did I know that every single step you take as a young leader, you may not know who would be watching. And clearly, His Excellency the President Mahama was watching. For which reason I've had the opportunity to serve as regional minister and the youngest for that matter in this administration. I want to say this to encourage you that if I've been able to navigate all these complexities, then you can and you will be able to even do beyond what I've been able to do and I've been able to achieve even at this stage. The short topic I was given was youth empowerment through political journey in Ghana. So when it comes to political journey in Ghana, no one would feed you with spoon and cup unless you pair yourself and distinguish yourself as a youth leader. And clearly, you will have to take advantage of the opportunities within the leadership setup of the country to be able to build yourself to that level where great leaders would notice you and be able to project you to that pedestal. Youth empowerment is young people having the power and the tool to shape their own future. So having the tool, having the power to be able to shape your own future. And then it's important for us for a couple of reasons. I'll pick just 4 of them. It will help you understand the process of nation building. So whenever a youth is brought on the table of decision making, it helps us know how it is done. And whilst we know how it is done, it helps us own the future because we are part of the process of creating that future and developing our motherland. And also helps us to take responsibility. And the ultimate for me is that it teaches you what we call troubleshooting. Whenever there is a problem, you will not throw your hands in despair or you will not give up. You will be able to stand and make sure that you solve each and every single problem because we are part of the process in making sure we build the future that we all want. Here in Ghana, and upon examining our laws, I've noticed that all our affirmative laws are gender-based. There is no deliberate affirmative law that is youth-inclined instead of in terms of holding governments, in terms of quota for youth participation in leadership among others. So it means that our laws are giving youth leadership and youth participation in leadership at the discretion of the president and the leaders when elected. However, when it comes to the entrepreneurship aspect, skill development, definitely there is YE, there is NEIP to help with that aspect. When it comes to leadership and participation of the youth, there is not much to be said about that. So the first thing and the first advocacy is that from here, voted, probably together with the leadership of the Parliament of the Republic of Ghana, you can see how best we can be deliberate in making sure there are affirmative actions in making sure clear papers are defined for youth leadership in Ghana. Despite that, the NYA, that's the National Youth Authority, through the National Youth Policy 2010 and as revised in 2022, provide avenues for more like a mentorship platform at the basic level for youth parliament, youth brigades, among others, to be able to mimic what is done at the leadership level. And we believe so much that governments, and for that matter, successive government, can make sure the youth, NYA, that's the youth national authorities, empowered to be able to decentralize more and do this effectively. Beyond all this, at the school level, there are opportunities in making sure that I see a lot of students here. You take advantage and also be able to participate the little you can at each level of your training. At the basic level, those of you who have kids at the basic level, let them run for head girl, head boy positions. It really helps and grooms them at that level. At the high school level, there is the SRC that represents students at that level, or youth at that level. At the universities, there are SRCs, there are JCRs, there are other unions that form under NUCs, i.e. USAC, GAPS, NACS, NASAC, CRASAC, and then ultimately across Africa, we have what we call the All African Students Union, ASU for that matter. The nurses here, you have one under GIMTA. The teachers, you have one under TAG. These are all avenues for you to be able to groom your leadership potentials moving through the leadership ladder. The religious leadership and the religious bodies equally have good groups and youth leadership at that level that help us and teach us and also groom us to be good leaders. I'm a proud member of the Church of Pentecost, and I've served as a youth leader before, so I really know practically what they invite in us as youth leaders. At the local government level, we have the unit committees. So don't say that you are a graduate, so you are beyond forming or being part of the unit committees. We have the aerial councils, we have assembly members, which you can still run and be part of the district assembly. You can also run for MPs, and when you are lucky, and you have a leader who is youth focused, you will be able to have the opportunity of serving on cabinets, to serve as ministers, and also to serve in other key government opportunities. So I mentioned one, that government should make sure we make deliberate efforts in amending our laws and making sure we have quotas for youth participation in governance. The second is to help fund youth innovation and youth programs like this. So for that, I'm making an advocacy for you that government should make it a deliberate effort through the Youth Development and Youth Empowerment Ministry to fund what you are doing to be able to sustain what we have started.
Your time is up, sir.
Thank you. Just to conclude, the youth, we are expected to serve ethically and with integrity whenever we are given the opportunity. And I also want to challenge us to be able to support each other and build a network of youth leaders who are there for each other no matter the time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Amoakohene.
That there was a need to enter mainstream politics. And to enter mainstream politics, you needed to start from somewhere. I had the opportunity of either entering through Accra or going back to my hometown. I was given an advice by the late founder, the founder of the NDC, Derrick Rollins. That advice, I'm not sure I'll share it on this platform, but that informed me to start from my very own hometown. So leadership had been part of me from the SRC level at the point I needed to enter mainstream politics. The reason for which I had an opportunity to do so that year from Mampong, and I did so from Mampong. As a student, yes, it was difficult having to mobilize funds to pay for the development fee, not the filing fee. The filing fee usually you can do it, but the development fee. I'm sure Honorable is paying 4 million Ghana cedis as a development fee. The reason why he has to win. So. So there's something we call social capital. Social capital is a network of people who are available to help you with whichever vision you want to pursue, among others. So yes, from my school days, I had built these individuals who believed in my vision and my ambition, and for which reason I needed to fall on them and fall on family to be able to provide for some of these funds that were needed to be able to go through that hurdle. Challenges, yes, there are a lot of challenges. When I decided to contest, the incumbents, no, the former MCE, also from nowhere decided to also contest. And you would imagine having to contest as a student against a former GC who just left office. Financially, otherwise, connection with the district and all that. It was a huge challenge for me. Age, yes, was a very huge challenge. So at the point, they will say things that would intend to provoke you. Once you go overboard, then they will brag you as being arrogant. Even in a situation where you want to be assertive and stand on your grounds, if you don't take care, they will brand you as being arrogant. So I needed to play it well, manage it well, convince the people why we needed a young person as parliamentary candidate instead of the status quo. And that was well managed, and I was able to win the parliamentary primaries. Moving on to the main elections, which was the NDC NPP battle. Mambo has ever been an NPP dominated area. My main aim was to win. The second aim was to make sure I bridged the gap, which I did so beautifully. And that gave me an opportunity to run for regional secretary for the party in the next election, because they realized that the efforts and the strategies I put up was able to bring the NPP votes down and be able to appreciate the NDC votes. And for which reason, I was able to win as the youngest regional secretary in the next election. So these are the things that I went through as a young politician starting from my hometown. Thank you very much.
Right, thank you.
It's very fast. Let's take it fast and go.
All right.
Hey, Munana, Musabeka.
Tonight.
Sorry. Please take us. Best.
Oh, I welcome. Dog. Give way.
Oh, senior. Young boy. 0-2-0. The whole kind of minister behind you. Minister 1. Honorable Tobaye.
We are saying what is okay, Dora.
President is here.